Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So the crypto market is moving sideways at the moment. As you can see, Bitcoin struggling here to break the 8,000 mark. That was the critical mark, in my opinion, in order for us to continue momentum, to stay above the 8,000. And if we break that, I think we will continue to see a rally upward. XRP just trading shy of 40 cents. Up 0.68%, nothing huge. The whole market cap, $248 billion. But let's look at the chart. The chart really does paint an interesting picture. This is XRP on an hourly. And usually what I would say is this was the former, so after the leg down, we based here, we made a high here. And what I would usually say is we would need to break this high in order to continue the momentum upward. That is how traditional charts work. And so when you're looking at individual stocks, you would also tend to look at the index and see how healthy the sector is. And in this case, there is no index for cryptocurrency. What we do is we use Bitcoin as the index. So I just wanted to bring up Bitcoin on the hourly. And as you guys can see, last week Bitcoin hit its high of about 8,400 before it dropped back down again, and then now struggling to move its way back up. We almost reached that high, but we couldn't quite find it. Then it came down again, now moving upwards yet again. So what am I trying to say? Well, ultimately, this is what I'm trying to say. Is that, now let's move this to a daily. Let's see if we can look at this, see this a little better. So this is Bitcoin again, guys. On a daily, we saw it move up, come back down, move up again, and look at how close it is to its former high in this rally of about 8,400. Now let's go back to XRP. And so XRP is down here, but ultimately I'm not so concerned with the XRP chart at the moment. What I'm concerned with is the Bitcoin chart. And if we can actually see Bitcoin move past this 8,400 mark, I think that's when we'll see more XRP movement, at least right now in this nascent speculative cryptocurrency market. Where there is no real world utility. And so that's my thought on that. In the news here, Ripple, cryptocurrencies can reduce friction in global commerce, claims CEO Brad Garlinghouse. So again, this is a snippet from his Recode Decode interview here. You know, they don't give a lot of information, but the Vox interview also touched upon Garlinghouse's claim that crypto adoption would result in the direct reduction of friction in global markets. Guys, I will link, I'm not touching on this right now, but I will link this whole I did it in, I think it was yesterday's video. I'll link this whole interview in the description as well if you guys want to listen to the entire interview. But AMB Crypto just took out a few snippets of this. So he said that these are profound technologies and that they can really benefit society in a lot of ways. We can reduce friction of global payments. We can allow people globally more access to the economies around the world to compete. I think that's actually a really good thing. And another really important thing that Brad Garlinghouse mentions is to focus on the substance, not the hype. It's going to impact lots of parts of lots of industries in the same way the internet impacted lots of industries. I think that is the big take home today with regards to the cryptocurrency industry, looking at this thing from a larger perspective. I saw this tweet here on Twitter at Tech72000. Ripple is in a pole position, and he tagged me in this tweet. I'll read a little bit of this for you guys. Banks will never disappear. Ripple XRP is in a pole position. So a few weeks back, Daniel Dayanu, an official from the Southern Central European country's national bank, made comments to the effect that cryptocurrencies are not a possible replacement for the nation's fiat. So this article really does talk about cryptocurrencies as not replacing fiat currencies. When we give them the name of cryptocurrencies, it's actually a misnomer in that they will actually be functioning alongside fiat currencies in order to make the banking system and moving money a lot easier. He went on ahead to stress that crypto is not truly a currency and that banking institutions' role as far as financial matters were concerned was established and was going to outlive any new hype. In my opinion, so this is words from him, a quote from him, these are financial assets, not cryptocurrencies, and they won't be able to fulfill the basic role of currency. Cryptocurrencies will never be able to substitute the currency issued by a central bank. The only way digital currencies would be acceptable was for central banks to have a digital currency, but that will also be issued by the bank, and commercial banks will receive digital currency that can multiply. So he's giving an argument for fiat currency, and what he's ultimately stating is what Bitcoin maximalists essentially loathe. The fact that the banks are still going to be in power no matter what, and that cryptocurrencies such as XRP are going to actually help facilitate movement of money. So he doesn't even want to call it a cryptocurrency. He thinks it's mislabeled as a cryptocurrency, and we've heard this from Brad Garlinghouse before, using the term digital asset or a financial asset in order to kind of remove the stigma, but also to be a little clearer on what the purpose of such asset is for. So the bank-Ripple relationship is the future. Many crypto and blockchain enthusiasts see this as a possibility in the future. At the center of this discussion, of course, is Ripple. Ripple is silently admired for the inroads they have made to the heart of banking, global banks, and more so praises from the World Bank and the IMF. So XRP is a banker's crypto. Okay, so this is just a tweet from somebody. This one from the World Bank through its senior finance specialist, Marco Nicoli, who praised distributed ledger technology. In 2018, Ripple piloted XRapid, a DLT-based cross-border payment solution along the very competitive US-Mexico corridor, and financial institutions involved in the pilot saved 40 to 70% in foreign exchange costs. The average payment times were just over 2 minutes, while transfer of funds on XRapid took 2 to 3 seconds, with most of the processing time explained by domestic payment rails and intermediary digital asset exchanges. So people praising Ripple. This article continues down here with the partnerships, which we all know about. But the biggest thing I found interesting was that this guy up here didn't actually want to classify cryptocurrencies as we know them and as we call them as currencies, and that they will more likely be tools. And this is kind of what we've been saying this whole time. And I think that's actually a good thing, because if people were going to be using XRP as a currency, let's say, I mean, it still can be used as, let's say, the world reserve currency, just to throw it out there. But to have an everyday currency fluctuate, and let's use Bitcoin as an example, from $3,000 one week all the way up to $8,000 another week, you can't really use something like that as a currency in day-to-day value transfer. I saw this from XRP Crypto Wolf also on Twitter. He sent this to me. That's at XRP Crypto Wolf. The IRS will be publishing new guidance addressing cryptocurrency very soon. And this is a letter he found on a .gov website, so super official, from the Department of the Treasury Internal Revenue Service. Thank you for your letter requesting that we provide additional guidance for taxpayers regarding the tax consequences of virtual currency transactions. So as noted in your letter, we issued Notice 2014-21, which stated that virtual currency is treated as property and existing tax principles applicable to property transactions apply to virtual currency transactions. Since that time, virtual currency as a medium of exchange and investment has continued to develop. We have received numerous comments in response to the notice and have been working with the internal and external stakeholders to identify areas where needed and helpful additional guidance can be provided. Guys, I'll link all this in the description, but it looks as if the IRS is at least understanding that people will be trading in cryptocurrencies and do not want to demonize them, do not want to freeze bank accounts, but indeed want to be able to work with the public, the American population, so that they can pay their taxes easily and seamlessly. It all makes sense. We know cryptocurrency regulation is coming, and a lot of these signs are pointing to that. When I was doing the 60 Minutes video yesterday, I read in the comments section that the predictive journalism is already happening, and I thought that that was an interesting comment. I forget who sent it now, but predictive journalism, you know, all these media outlets, they have deep ties with government, okay? They kind of already know what's going to happen in a lot of cases, not for everything, but of course, you know, when they do stories on cryptocurrency, and we didn't see a lot in that 60 Minutes story, for example, but they already know how big it's going to be to a degree, I think. And they've already set themselves up to create a piece to talk about cryptocurrency, an introduction to cryptocurrency, to educate the public so that they can know just a little bit what is coming down the pipe. And so 30 years from now, we can look at an old episode of 60 Minutes and be like, look, Anderson Cooper was talking about cryptocurrency even before it became big. I don't think it's a coincidence. I do think that they have some knowledge about this, and the predictive journalism is indeed beginning. Finally, here to wrap it up, Binance's CZ asks people to embrace crypto, warns non-users against being left out in the future. And so this was at the 10th Asian Leadership Conference 2019 in South Korea. Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, aka CZ, commented, "If you don't want to be left out in the future, you will have to embrace it." CZ added that cryptocurrencies could not be ignored and added that the ones who are doing so would end up making themselves poorer. According to the CEO of one of the world's leading cryptocurrency exchange platforms, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies do not fall under the category of traditional assets. He said that digital coins are neither securities nor commodities, adding that they are not even currencies. Boy, doesn't that sound similar to what this guy said over here. Daniel Deanu, the official from the central bank in Europe. Very, very interesting. And so in his presentation, CZ also mentioned that if someone was trying to nip Bitcoin in the bud, then they simply just don't get it. Essentially, if you want to ban Bitcoin, which many people have tried, then all you're doing is just excluding yourself from the future of finance. And I couldn't agree more. So, are cryptocurrencies really currencies? No. Some of them, I'm sure, are trying to be used in that regard to buy goods and services. I know Bitcoin started that way, and it was designed for people to be able to use in commerce. Then XRP was developed, and we're realizing that fiat currency is going to be around for a long time. Banks are going to still be around. All those techno-anarchists, the Bitcoin maximalist types, they have to be realistic with their outlook on society. Ripple and XRP, as we know, are getting in cozy with the banks, making inroads, and are poised to be part of this financial revolution. And if I could only pick one digital asset, I won't even call it a cryptocurrency in this video, if I had to pick only one that I was allowed to hodl for the next 10, 20, 30 years, guys, you know where I'm going with this. It would certainly be XRP, just because of what they're going to be doing in the future for world commerce. And not only that, it's still a steal of a deal at only about 40 cents. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.